Hey everyone, I'm out here in the garage with the Acura RL once again. Seems like this car is making a regular appearance on this channel. I'm actually going to get off the Acura RL content pretty soon, and I've got a couple things on the G35X I'm looking to tackle. And then also I got a question on the Acura Legend that I might try to answer through a video. So what we're going to be doing today is, as you know, I replaced the front struts on the Acura RL. Now I've got to do the rear struts because those are also giving me problems. So in order to do the rear struts, we actually have to remove the rear seat. So that's what we're going to be doing today, is removing the rear seat on the Acura RL. So stay tuned. So as I mentioned, I need to remove the rear seat to get at the rear struts on the RL. I also have to remove the rear speaker, so I'll walk through that procedure in another video that will be posted around the same time that I post the rear strut video. To get started, I'm going to remove the seat bottom. So I'll pull the two plastic latches at the front of the seat, and as I pull each latch, I'm going to lift up on the seat to free it from the frame. Next, I'm going to lift up on the front of the seat bottom until the brackets at the rear of it clear the bottom of the seat back. Then I remove the seat bottom from the car. Alright, so next I'll work on the seat back, which requires removing the headrest. Once the headrests are removed, there's a slit behind each of them that houses a 10mm bolt. I'm using a 3/8 inch ratchet with an extension, but you may also want to have a magnet available. If the bolt gets stuck in the frame of the seat back, you can always remove it later when you have the seat back out of the car. There are 4 bolts that hold the bottom of the seat back in place. Those are also 10mm. Before I could begin to remove the seat back, I had to remove these 2 clips near the rear seat door. Next, I like to tuck the seat belts behind the sides of the seat back, so they're out of the way when I remove it. Lastly, this is the part of the removal that's a little bit tricky, especially if you've never done it before. I struggle with this myself because it's a little bit different from the Acura Legend seat. So basically what I did here, and I'll show this a little bit later also, and give you a little bit of a close-up. You want to slide the seat towards the front of the car, just like an inch or two, and then tilt the bottom of it upwards to free it from the frame. So that's the part I was trying to get out of the car. And essentially what you have to do is slide the seat straight forward or towards the front of the car, and then at the end you have to tilt it up so you can get it past this part that bends up. This is the location of that bracket right here. To remove the seat from the car, I had the rear door wide open, and I was careful to not scratch or tear the leather. Alright, so let's reverse the action and put the seat back in the car, starting with the seat back. Once I have the seat back in the car, I route the seat belts in front of it. Getting the 2 brackets on the back of the seat back into the frame is a bit of a chore, but it should eventually go back into place. So what I had to do here is lift up a little bit on it, then push straight back, and that seemed to work okay. Put the 4 lower 10mm bolts in first here. You can do the 2 upper bolts behind the headrest first if you like. The order really doesn't matter much. Then I installed the 2 upper 10mm bolts behind the headrest. Then the headrests themselves. Last up is the seat bottom. I made sure the seat belts and the buckles were out of the way, then I slid the seat bottom into place. I tilted up on the front of it so the brackets at the rear could tuck under the seat back. Then I dropped it down and lashed it into place. Also, don't forget to reinstall the 2 clips near the rear seat door. Alright, so as you saw, the rear seat removal is really not very difficult. That's pretty typical of Honda cars. They're really not very hard to work on for the most part. I will say taking the engine and the transmission out of this car was not the easiest thing in the world. But in general, Honda cars are not very difficult to work on. So hopefully that information was helpful, and thanks for watching.